Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I hope everybody's doing okay. And we're back again today at Fort Benjamin Harrison State Park in Lawrence, town of Lawrence, Indiana. I'm going to show again Delaware Lake, which is a small fishing lake they have here. And then we're going to work our way up the paved trail to the duck pond that they have, so I can show everyone that. I know one of my subscribers at least has been asking for a video on the duck pond, so a shout out to my former co-worker Joe Bennett. I know you and your wife wanted to see the duck pond for a while, so when I get home and look everything over, I'll be posting that. And hope everyone else enjoys what we have today. So we have here, of course, again, Delaware Lake. Maybe you can see, I think everyone can. There's kayaks, or actually they're canoes. There's canoes on the other side of the lake. I guess they're for rental. I'll have to find out if those are rentals. I believe they are. A few people fishing out on the pier. And then we'll be walking alongside. There's a golf course on the other side of the lake where the fencing is. So just a brief look at the water over here. If you see a few swirls, they do have some smaller fish. And of course they have little things like frogs and small snakes sometimes that swim in the water. I'm sure that's not everybody's favorite, but they're there. So, and plenty of insects too. So we'll be walking our way. As I mentioned before, it's quite a lengthy walk, perhaps about 15 or 20 minutes up to the duck pond. So I hope everybody enjoys, and I'll be showing the nature scenery along the way. So a pretty nice, bright, sunny day. There are some clouds out there, but oh, there's the Canada geese. There's quite a few of those here too. Okay, so we're on our way up to the duck pond. It's a little bit warm out today. It's about 84, 85 degrees Fahrenheit. Not sure exactly what that is in Celsius, but I guess if you want to convert that, you can. So there, maybe you could see a little bit better the canoes. So on the other side of the bank over there. They've got some nice little picnic tables right by the water, so you can sit down and eat if you want while you're fishing. Now remember, this isn't the duck pond, this is Delaware Lake. There's another bench over there, picnic style. So I'm still waiting for my selfie stick with my iPhone 12 Pro. So I do not want to drop it in the water. That would not be a good thing. So I'm also trying out something a little bit different today, because I noticed, I apologize for my videos in the past. They've been portrait style, so they've been coming out with it sort of not fully landscaped. I'm gonna try to make it a landscaped one so there isn't all that dead space, I guess you could call it that. So this is the paved trail up to the duck pond. Lots and lots of trees. Again, some of these trees, like I showed you in one of the previous videos, the black walnut trees, and I don't know what some of these shrubs and other trees are. Some of them I do, some of them I don't. So looking back behind at the lake. Very thickly forested here. I know one time I went up this way, but I went off a little bit on one of the trails, and my wife and I, we saw a deer. So smaller deer. They do have several different types of animals in these woods over here, like squirrels and chipmunks and deer and probably raccoons and skunks, especially at night. This is also good for people who like to do uphill bicycling. You do have to share. This is another one of those shared coexist pavements with the bicyclists, joggers, walkers. There are no vehicles allowed except for some kind of emergency state park vehicle on this paved part. There's a lot of dead wood, you know, fallen trees and dead wood. I guess it'd be really good for firewood, but I don't think you're allowed to take that out. And then of course in the fall, there's a lot of acorn and nut producing trees. The squirrels love to go around collecting that in the fall, early winter. So see, there's a sign coming up. I'll even show everyone. It says Duck Pond with an arrow leading up to it. So here we go. Here's the sign that says Duck Pond. It's pretty well laid out over there. And then the, I'm not sure if I've ever showed that before, but there's a stream on the other side of this. It might become more evident at a certain point, but during the summer, it gets so thickly wooded you can't see it. Here, I think you can see it at this point. I think if you really look well, you can see the water down in there. So we've had a lot of rain lately. I'll show you the stream. I guess it's part of the Fall Creek again. Stream down here. Now this, of course, I've just diverted off the paved path to the duck pond, but I just wanted to show everyone the stream. You can use a canoe or a kayak on this. It's got a fairly swift running current. So, but you'll be able to see the water a little bit better. So, yeah, see, now you can see it. Yeah, you get a much better viewpoint. It's really quite scenic and pretty in the summer over here. And like I say, we've had a lot of rain lately, so you can see there's parts of this trail that divert off the paved trail that are all muddy. So I think and I wore my good sneakers, so I think I'll get back on the paved road up towards the duck pond again. Here we go. Back to the duck pond. You haven't seen many bikes out today. Gee, look, they put a fence down there. I wonder if they put a fence because they closed that section off. I don't know, maybe they were having little small mudslides. It's like I said, we've had a lot of, yeah. I'll tell you, this part of the trail also has a little bit of an incline to it. So it kind of lets you know whether you're in shape or out of shape or need to do some extra work, because I'm already getting a little bit out of breath. And I do go to the gym occasionally. But the one good thing is it's got a lot of shade. So it's not too hot over here. Pretty good for walking and exercise. As I mentioned before, there's a lot of like wood debris and some dead trees, but they just basically leave them here where they fall. So there's also a lot of live trees too, as we can see. It kind of drops off quite a bit on this side, so you can really see how it drops off down there to the other trail. There's another trail down there, and that one doesn't go down to the duck pond, but oh. All right. You can see the little glimmers of light through the trees. Almost reminds me when I was smaller. I read a book in, I think it was junior high school, or maybe it was elementary. It was called Light in the Forest. I don't know if anyone else here read that book, but I think it was about Native Americans. Could look that up if you want. I think it was a pretty interesting book. It was a little bit sort of like The Yearling by Marjorie Rawlings, except I don't remember who the author of Light in the Forest was right this second. I apologize too for my finger getting in the way a couple of times here. I am aware of that. That's why I'm waiting on that selfie stick we ordered from wish.com. Takes a long time to ship the products to you. There's a couple of spots here. It really gets dark. So you'd almost think it was getting dark outside, but it's not because of that, the time. It's because it's so thickly treed along the pathway. In the fall, there's plenty of leaves that carpet the forest floor over here. As I mentioned before, it's a pretty good hike, and it's at a little bit of an incline all the way up to that duck pond. So we still probably have a good 10 minutes to go. And that's, of course, walking at a normal pace. If you're jogging or bicycling, of course, you'd get up there much quicker. Almost reminds me a little bit of like a tree tunnel too, right? There's trees lining so thickly on both sides of the pavement. Looks like a little bit of a tree tunnel. Very peaceful here. There are scattered throughout the pathway, as you can see, I believe. There's another picnic table over here on this side. So if you happen to have a little snack bag or sandwich with you, or whatever you like, you can stop there and take a break. And there's some more as we go along the way. I'll tell you, at certain times when the pathway is really, really quiet, It kind of reminds you a little bit of states that are more rural than Indiana, such as West Virginia, the Smoky Mountains. Reminds me a little bit, I saw a movie, Wrong Turn, one time. Sort of like that, but anyway, it's really peaceful over here. So now some of the trails are closed, partly because of the rainy season that we've been having thus far. So they're all muddy, and then sometimes they will close certain pathways like this one because they want the area just, you know, there's been too much traffic, human foot traffic through it, and they want it to recover some of the plants and trees. I will continue this when we get up by the duck pond, which, like I say, is probably still another good 10-minute walk. And since I don't have that more convenient selfie stick, I'm going to have to give my arm a rest. So I'll be back shortly. See you soon.